Hello, today I've got a sad story about a couple in the UK who were scammed for £14,000 and a motorhome was the bait. Now, the couple, both of whom work in the National Health Service, they've got three kids, and they saw on eBay a 2007 Auto Trail Cheyenne 696G six-berth motorhome, which was offered for £14,000, and that seemed to be too good to be true. As it happened, it was. Now, the couple, as they work in the National Health Service, they don't earn a great deal of money, and they had to remortgage their house in Lincoln to be able to actually afford it. Now, eBay, this wasn't an auction, it was one of these buy it at this price or whatever eBay calls it. And the seller claimed that the motorhome had been bought 2 years ago and she never actually used it, so she was going to sell it, and she'd much rather give it to frontline workers, particularly in view of the current crisis we're having, and rather than give it to or sell it to a dealer. Now, the price of the vehicle is, I would say, it's been down priced. It's a bit hard to say, but by, let's say, around 30% plus discount. It's not a discount because it didn't exist at all. So what the couple did was they, once they'd got the money from the bank by remortgaging their property, they sent the money by bank transfer. They went round to collect the van. They even bought the lady flowers because they were so grateful for what she had done by giving it to them or selling it to them. And they got there and they found out that not only had they been conned, but two other people had also been conned. So for the thieves, that's £42,000. Paid by bank transfer. One would think that the authorities could actually do something about finding things like payments by bank transfer, but it seems that whereas they have no problem in finding if you don't pay your road tax license, or if you're sleeping in a motorhome, for that they have no problems at all. But when it comes to catching criminals, they just can't be bothered. And I do appreciate that finding who the bank account may really belong to is much more difficult than it may seem. I mean, for the likes of ourselves, being honest people, that we would think that it's easy to catch somebody with opening a bank account, but I do appreciate that these things are criminal organisations who have had a long time to think about this and have an account which is dormant. Now, what about eBay? Well, as far as eBay is concerned, they are just listings, and they do not accept responsibility for certain types of deals which go wrong, one of which is vehicles. Paid by, as I said, paid by bank transfer. It wasn't paid by PayPal. It's been paid by PayPal. As much as I don't like this company, and I have got videos of a story which happened to me 13 years ago on YouTube. I put them up in 2007. But all the same, it does give apparently some kind of buyer protection. Of course, that comes at a cost of 3% or whatever it is that PayPal takes. Having said that, I mean, 3%, it would be the seller who pays. Now, there's a number of conclusions that we can draw from this. The first thing is that if any vehicle, in fact, anything, you shouldn't really buy anything without seeing it. Particularly in something of a vehicle, the engine could have been in a terrible state. I mean, the fridge or the hydraulics mightn't have worked in the motorhome. There could have been all sorts of things which had happened. Now, the buyer did actually check with the driver and vehicle licensing authority that everything was clean. And here we have something which is a bit suspicious, because how come the license plate matched out. Well, I presume that they just photographed a van on the street, and then because in the UK, if you got the number plate, you can find out where a person lives, and then you take it down by doing that. It could have been something like that which the criminals actually used. Now the thing is don't be pressurized into buying something and sending money over the phone. This is absolutely clear. Inspect something before you buy it. I mean, there's still could be all sorts of cons afterwards, but at least in that way you are protecting yourself. I do appreciate that if a motorhome comes up, particularly in the current circumstances, in my opinion, we are likely to see an increase in the sales cost of used motorhomes. I think the demand will go up quite substantially in the next few months as people sort of think about the coronavirus situation and reassess their life values and what they want to do in life. But if a drive, particularly in the UK, it's not like driving from Los Angeles to New York or something like that. It's the very most you're going to have no more than 1,000 kilometers to do, or 2,000 by the time you're going back. So see the vehicle, have it checked, get it checked by a professional. A professional habitation check will cost around £300 or something like that, but get it done by that. It could save you all sorts of money afterwards. So my suggestion there, to do things properly and not to become the victim of a fraud. I'd have to point out that this is quite common, and I'd noticed even on German YouTube there were things such as a 3 or 4 year old Niesman Bishop for €20,000 or something like that. Well, if it's too good to be true, then it is. Thank you.